The drums of Olorun beat louder than thunder that morning. The sky glowed gold as if the sun itself wanted to witness history. From every corner of the kingdom, people flooded the palace square, merchants, farmers, warriors, and children climbing shoulders just to see the moment their new king would be crowned. For the first time in 70 years, the royal throne of Olorun stood empty. The old king, Aderoju, had grown frail, his voice trembling like dry leaves, yet his wisdom still burned brighter than fire. But now, he could no longer hold the scepter. The gods had spoken through the royal seers, the crown must choose its next bearer. Two princes knelt before him, brothers by blood, but as different as fire and water. Prince Femi was bold, handsome, and spoke like a man born for power. His robe shimmered with gold thread, his smile confident, his eyes sharp as a hawk's. He was loved by the nobles, feared by the servants, and admired by the young women who whispered his name in secret. Prince Tate, the younger, knelt quietly beside him. His clothes were simple, his eyes calm. Where Femi's words could move a crowd, Tate's silence could calm a storm. He spent his days among the common people, repairing wells, teaching children, sharing meals with farmers. Many said he had the heart of a king, though he never sought the throne. The old king lifted his trembling hands. The crowd hushed. Even the wind seemed to stop. "My sons," he said weakly. "The crown will not rest upon a head by birthright, but by destiny. The gods have spoken. One of you will rule Olorun. The other must serve the realm in silence." A whisper of horror through the crowd. The royal seer stepped forward, a woman clothed in white, her eyes covered by sacred cloth. She carried the golden crown on a red silk cloth, its jewels sparkling like living fire. Her voice echoed across the courtyard. "The crown shall reveal its chosen one. For when the wrong hands touch it, the heavens will reject them." The princes bowed their heads. Femi was the first to rise. With a confident smile, he stepped forward and lifted the crown. The people gasped as the crown shimmered, and for a moment, nothing happened. Then, a ray of light broke through the clouds, shining upon him. The crowd erupted. "It is him. The gods have chosen Femi." Femi turned to them, lifting the crown high. "I will rule with strength," he declared. "I will make Olorun feared and rich again." But as he placed the crown upon his head, the old king's eyes clouded with doubt. The seer's hands trembled, but she said nothing. The people were already celebrating, and even the drums began to pound in victory. Only Tate knelt quietly, his head still bowed. He smiled faintly, not in jealousy, but in understanding. That night, the old king summoned Tate in secret. "My son," he said softly. "The crown may sit upon your brother's head, but the weight of a kingdom may rest upon your heart." Tate bowed deeply. "I serve Olorun, not the throne." And so it began. Days turned into moons, moons into seasons. Femi ruled as he had promised, with strength and fear. He raised taxes to build palaces. He silenced elders who questioned him. His laughter echoed in halls of gold, but his people cried in huts of hunger. The first signs of change were small, a farmer's land taken for royal gardens, a widow's plea ignored. But like cracks in a mighty wall, they grew, spreading silently through the kingdom. The market square that once buzzed with laughter became a place of whispers. Soldiers patrolled with heavy spears. The drums that once sang joy now beat warnings. Still, Femi did not see it. He believed himself chosen by the gods, and when men believe they are beyond question, they no longer see truth. Meanwhile, Tate lived quietly among the people. He dressed like a common man, helping build homes, treating the sick, comforting mothers who had lost their sons to palace greed. The villagers began to speak of him as the king without a crown. One night, as rain poured and lightning tore the sky, Femi stood by the palace window, staring into the storm. His reflection stared back, proud, but haunted. He whispered, Why do they not love me as they did father? Behind him, his advisor, a sly man named Obaframi, bowed low. Sire, he said softly, love is weak. Fear is stronger. If the people do not love you, make them fear you. Femi nodded slowly. Then let them fear me. From that day, darkness thickened around the palace. Villages that refused tribute were burned. Elders were replaced by loyal servants. The royal guards became a force of terror. And yet, the gods watched in silence. Until one night, when the seer who once crowned him awoke from a dream so terrible that her voice shook the mountains. The crown, she whispered, has chosen the wrong king.